So, last night I attended an informational meeting about a proposal to bring PFAS, forever chemicals, into Fort Edward. PFAS are a group of toxic man-made chemicals known as forever chemicals. They don't break down naturally and are linked to serious health effects even at very low levels. So think autoimmune disease, cancer, thyroid and heart disease, and impacts on brain and mental health. What I'm about to read is the public comment I'm submitting to the DEC. But as long as we're talking about these forever chemicals, I want you to please pay attention to the fact and know that you are already being exposed to these chemicals in your everyday lives. Yes, I do agree that we need to be extremely concerned with this company trying to truck thousands of tons of soil contaminated with PFAS into our town and communities. But please pay attention to these forever chemicals you are already consuming. They are already in our food containers, our water bottles, our makeup and personal care items. It's in the shampoos and soaps, and it's in our clothing and literally everywhere else. If you have ever listened to me ramble about health, you know that I am a big advocate about our environment playing a significant role in our health. This is part of what I'm talking about. We have been exposed to these chemicals our entire lives, especially folks in Fort Edward. And it's directly connected to the illnesses our communities face. If you are seeing this, regardless of what town, state, or community you live in, it is within your rights and responsibilities to speak up and send a letter to the New York State DEC. Here's the one that I sent this morning. To whom it may concern, I am writing to strongly oppose the approval of ESMI's RD&D permit to process PFAS contaminated soil in Fort Edward. I was raised in Fort Edward and lived there most of my life, less than half a mile from this facility. I have family who live there today, so this is not an abstract issue for me. This is my home. My family and my community drink the local water. We garden. Our children play, swim, and spend time near this facility and the Hudson River. This proposed PFAS processing site sits directly next to a park, a bike path, and a school. Places that are meant to be safe, not places where experimental processing of forever chemicals should occur. I am deeply concerned about protecting our towns, our children, and future generations. My mother suffers from rheumatoid arthritis. My father has heart disease. I have personally lived with anxiety and depression my whole life. And through my training as a health coach, I have learned just how deeply environmental toxins impact not only physical health, but mental health as well. PFAS exposure is linked to hormonal disruptions, neurological effects, and increased stress on the body, all of which directly affect mood, cognition, and emotional well-being. The word forever in forever chemicals is my breaking point. These substances do not simply disappear. They accumulate in our bodies, in our water, in our soil, and in our communities. This area has already suffered enough at the hands of industrial pollution. If you look at the cancer rates in Fort Edward and other Hudson River communities, the data lights up like a Christmas tree. Asking the same community to absorb even more risk is not protection, it is negligence. While PFAS must be destroyed, the proposed method is unproven for complete PFA destruction. It is my understanding that if temperatures are insufficient, PFAS compounds may remain or transform into other harmful byproducts that can be released into the air or soil. Experimenting with this process in a community already burdened by pollution next to schools and recreational spaces is unacceptable. Fort Edward should not be a testing ground. Our children should not grow up wondering if the air they breathe or the water they drink is safe. Communities like ours deserve protection, transparency, and solutions that do not add more harm to places that have already paid the price. I urge the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation to deny this permit and prioritize the health, safety, and long-term well-being of Fort Edward and all surrounding communities. Sincerely, Kathleen Gert Collier. So that is the letter I sent. I strongly encourage anyone that's watching to send your own letter. If you need the email address, just reach out and I will send it to you. And please pay attention to the forever chemicals you are already exposing yourself to, not just what this company is trying to do to our town.